about 8 o'clock. It wasn't good.
You know, sometimes the difference between those who lived and those who died seems to be a matter of luck.
Yeah, because
You know, just
they
because
had
we've
they
all
tried
done
to
the
get
very
us in the
similar
car
things.
with them to go home that night, to carry somebody home, and
That same
we got
story.
somebody to carry us to the neighborhood and drop us off.
That same
We
story.
slept in Rosemary Denton station wagon.
That same story could have been reversed, but you didn't make it.
That's
There
exactly
it did.
it.
You know,
That's
it
right.
just, you just, man, you look back on some of those things like, geez.
Yeah. Because we was going to Bradford, that bridge in Butman just like it did.
Yeah, that's when it was concrete, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Looks like you're cutting them off, but you're not.
It sure was.
Well, I envision Colt being a lot taller than that.
He's
'Cause
getting
he-
there. He's
such a-
getting there.
Well, I beat him down when he comes here every
Oh,
Tuesday. Yep. Sound on, gentle?
So far.
Okay. Hey, did you ever find out anything else about the Dale Hollis fatality?
And all I know is, my understanding, didn't have a life jacket on.
Don't know any
And
specifics
other
behind it.
than that, I don't know any. And I don't know if that's official or if I just heard that, to be honest.
Well, no, that's what somebody wrote on Facebook, but I never saw anything official
yeah,
from it.
yeah, I never saw anything official on it.
I just know it said it was the 6th one.
Yeah. Man, if we don't slow down, we're gonna
Yeah.
Set a record.
set a record. Yeah, for
What ended up being last year? 24?
24.
I was thinking it's 24.
24. That's usually 20 is sort of the over/under number. It seems like about every year.
Yep.
You're good?
Okay. Thank you. We got about 35 seconds.
But you know the thing about it, Terry. You know, in the days the life jackets are so comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah, I know. I
it's
wear
just
that kind
so
of, like I say,
comfortable. You can
if
get
I fall in, if I don't pull the cord, it's going to inflate on
place
its
up,
own.
and yeah, and there's just
Everybody
some
needs a good wife, so when you get in the boat, say, put your life
life jacket
on.
on. Yeah, I guarantee it.
I'm sure she says it just like that.
That's pretty good.
Yep, I'm sure she is. Mary's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Anthony Landry.
I'm Bubba Spencer.
Hey, and our guest tonight is Terry Wharton from right here in Hardeman County. And we got Colt in the audience, of course, Janet, and Terry's wife Mary's here with us. Mary, glad you
Glad
came
Miss
too.
Mary can make it.
Hey, and we just want to welcome everybody to another Tennessee Outside Show, coming to you live from the Dr. R.E. Wilhite Building right here at the Hardeman County Agribusiness Center. And as we always say, if you hunt fish in Tennessee, this is a show you need to watch. 'Cause, Bubba, this weekend is going to start it off.
Started off.
It sure is.
Juvenile going to get going.
Fishing's already going, but the turkeys is going to be. I know I went just scout a place last Sunday, and
Do you know
for a juvenile, for a
Uh,
youth, this.
I'm guaranteed the juvenile. If the weather holds, it could be a
Well,
good. It could be
now they're
good.
saying just 20% chance one day and 10 the next.
Next, so it could be a good juvenile weekend,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
So I know I'm looking forward to it, but hey, we will be taking questions tonight. We ain't figured out what we're gonna give away next, but it's gonna be something. We're working on some stuff that hopefully that'll pan out, and we can make a lot of people happy
Yeah.
for several weeks right here. That's for sure. We sure can. Hey, I'm gonna give us a quick shout out to our sponsors real quick. Apex Outdoor Rewards, the Spring Turkey Challenge, Deception Sense, Baker Glass, Second Amendment Outdoors, Big Hill Pine Boat Sales and Boat Repairs, Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, Lynnhurst Family Resort, Prym1 Camo, Threeway Processing, Wildlife Addiction Food Plot Services. And then also want to give a shout out to all these Facebook groups that keep adding. I mean, our potential viewership now is about 1.4 million every Tuesday with all these groups. But West TN Deer Hunters, Tennessee Woods and Waters, Tennessee Turkey Hunters, Tennessee Bow Hunters, Tennessee Valley Sportsmen, Real West Tennessee Sportsmen, East Tennessee Deer Hunters, Tennessee Rivers and Lakes, Bow Hunters of America, our biggest group from Oklahoma, over 230,000 members. They're from all over the nation, though, but it's based in Oklahoma. True Hunters and Anglers, North Mississippi, Southern Boys 870 from Arkansas, Hunting for Connections, Miss Dana Sasha in Wisconsin, Tennessee Outdoor Info, Tennessee Hunting and Fishing Report, Hunt Swaps of America, Tennessee Outdoors and Hunting, Tennessee Small Game Hunting and Fishing, Middle Tennessee Coyote Hunters, Kentucky Whitetail Hunters, established August 2015, West Kentucky Deer Hunters, Do a Country Jig, Pickwick Lake Anglers, Crappie Cats, Bass and More, Gamekeepers and Food Plots, Pickwick Lake Fishing Reports, Turkey South, Backwoods Hunting and Fishing, WHA Wildlife Hunter Association, Whitetail Snipers, Feathers and Furs, Camo Thug Outdoors, Blumpville Tennessee Deer Hunters, Back to the Roots Outdoors, Down to Earth Hunting, Tennessee Turkey Hunters, Hatchie River Fishing, and Hatchie River Bank Poles. No, Hatchie don't look too bad. It's a little up, but the color right now, I got a buddy down Hatchie Station the other day, and he was pulling some crappie, and you know me, man, that about killed me. I called him, I said, what are you doing? And he said, actually, I just pulled a big black crappie off a cypress tree. I said, how big? He said, you don't want to know. But I love crappie fishing in the Hatchie River. Bubba, let's talk about, seems like every week we're talking about it, but, you know, we talked about Mr. Bill Mayfield last weekend,
Yes.
and they found him Saturday. Wasn't it Saturday? I think it was April 1st Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was Saturday.
And
and it was Saturday.
Yeah, and then sadly though, the sixth boating fatality happened at Dale Hollow Lake this weekend too.
Yeah.
And sadly, neither one of them was wearing a life jacket. I don't think either of the six were, if I'm not mistaken.
Now that I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's right, or maybe at least 5 of them wouldn't. But folks, please wear your life jackets, because I mean, you know, Memorial Day be coming up before long, and more people getting on the river, and it happens every time. But sadly, some people aren't going home to their family when they go to the river, or any body water for that matter.
You know, we can't overemphasize the safety aspect when you get on the water. Man, it can go bad so quickly.
Yeah, it sure can.
And, you know, just having that life jacket can be such a game changer.
The thing that gets me is, you know, I know how it is in West Tennessee. You know, you think Pickwick's busy, and I mean it is, but those lakes around Nashville area, Percy Priest, some of those, I mean, they are as busy at night. We filmed a show up at crappie fishing. We didn't come off water at 3 o'clock. It was as many people at night up there as it is at Pickwick during the day.
Yeah.
I mean, the parking lot plumb full. You know, it's...
Yeah. Our waters are just, with our population increases, it's just...
Especially in the Nashville metro area.
Oh, the Nashville metro, it's never ending.
Right.
It's never ending. There's always somebody on the water recreating and or fishing.
Yes, it sure is.
You know.
But so I mean, please wear your life jacket. You know, Bubba's, you got the best saying. It is the safest boat to be on is a drug and alcohol free boat.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's the safest boat. Because even if you're driving and you're not drinking, but you have other people that are, they can mess you up. You know how it is when you're around a bunch of drunks. Or,
yeah.
You know, so nobody else is thinking safety but you.
Yeah. I mean, I know everybody wants to have a good time. I mean, at one time I did it, but you know, I was cognizant about what's going on, but different levels of it.
Yes.
Well, Coach, you're a pretty cool runner tonight.
Yeah, man, we'd already got hammered on questions.
I
We just
know.
got started.
Hey, Bubba, like I say, we mentioned it a while ago about the youth turkey hunt season coming up. Let's just kind of quickly go over that, because I think we must be doing a pretty good job, because this is the least amount of questions I've got this week about an upcoming youth hunt.
Yeah.
Normally we get slammed. I think I've had 6 or 7 where normally I got 150.
Youth hunt's coming up this Saturday, Sunday the 8th and 9th. Of course, you can kill 1 turkey per day. The limit is 2 per season, and only 1 may be a jake.
Only 1 can be a jake, because I had a couple people ask me about that.
Yeah.
And also, too, you know, they want to know what license is required. If the youth is under 10 years old, the only thing you got to have is a TWRA account, and you can establish that with a Social Security number. But if you're 10 or older, well, if you're 10 to 12, you got to have hunter safety or an apprentice license.
Yep.
And you can get the apprentice license up to 3 years, 1 year at a time. But once you hit 13, then you got to have the
13 to 15. The youth sportsman.
The youth sportsman. That's exactly. And you still got to have the hunter safety. So.
And then 16 up, you'd have to have a regular license.
You'll have to have either a lifetime or a sportsman or the big game. I mean, the big game gun. If you're going to gun hunt, you may want a bow hunter muzzleloader, but just the appropriate big game tag, and then your basic hunting and fishing license.
And you'd have to have hunter safety,
that's right,
or the apprentice. Anybody 10 or
Right.
10 or over.
Anybody born after 1969.
Yeah, of course, in the juvenile hunt, that'd be everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
yeah, that'd be everybody on
yeah.
that one. But then when the regular hunt gets, that's going to affect a lot of them too.
Yeah, so, and we was talking about the weather. It's going to look like a good a weekend for.
And I'm telling you, the birds are hammering.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all been hearing them, Terry?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it might be a good weekend for the.
I know the other day I was at a place with Chris Jack, and it sounded like the wave in a football stadium. One gobbles, and I'm talking 360 degrees, and I ain't got to hear that in several years. But we've had 2 good hatches.
Good hatches.
We sure have.
Hey, let me go over one comment here. Randy Higdon, he said, folks angry that TWRA put youth turkey on Easter weekend. Well, Randy, I hate to get tore up about little details, but it's not TWRA, it's the commission that sets the season.
That's exactly right.
And I've had as many people complain about it being closed, that other people wanted to hunt it because they always get an extra day off of work a lot of times. And so there was a lot of people that wanted it to be open for regular season because of that.
And Bubba, let's touch on that a minute, because there is a big misconception, that TWRA got to blame for that. Because I was at the meeting, I got up and spoke myself, but the commission, TWRA, they recommended not changing anything, the season dates nor the bag limits. Matter of fact, 2 years ago they didn't even want to reduce it from 4 to 3. But the commission did that, and they did a lot of that based on the public input.
Yeah, and I'm not casting blame. I'm just saying who makes the decision.
We're just telling how the decisions are made.
And so
whether it's right or wrong. You can't satisfy everybody. So I know the commission. They're it's an unpaid job. They get appointed, and we got to have people like that. We do. Period.
And so, but I sometimes get a little upset when TWRA gets blamed for everything that it might not be TWRA. It could be something else. It
right.
could be the lawmakers, the politicians.
Right. Could be a federal law.
Could be and sometimes people, it's just easy to blame us, and that was sort of like the low-hanging fruit. It's easy to throw the blame on us on some stuff.
But that being said, right now is the time that they are accepting the comments, the public comments.
That is true,
until April the 12th. I think it's twra.tn.gov. I think that's what it is. Or wildlife comments. I'm not sure exactly.
We went over that on how to, but you could Google it, and it is the comment section in the upcoming hunting season.
And you got till April the 12th. So, if you got some of your wishes, and people say, they don't hear them. Yes, I promise you they hear them. They list every one of them on the wall up there on the screen, whether it's one person suggests that or if it's 1,000 people suggest it. And really that's how the commission goes about making their decision on something.
The only thing I will say, and I don't mean to talk negative about hunters, a lot of times the hunters are thinking is what's best for hunting. And sometimes we need to think about what's best for the population.
That's right.
And so sometimes I see that a lot of times, but that's not, I know other hunters that would be gladly be reduced bag or reduced season length if it would help.
Yeah, because I know when I got up the second time and spoke up, that's kind of what I talked about. If the agency is going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars doing all these studies, and then they don't do what the study says, and they listen to what John Q. Public wants, that the only evidence he's got what he's thinking in his mind, then eventually we're not going to have no critters to hunt.
And and just talking to Terry, before we came on here, Terry's killed a turkey, what'd you say, every year since 1978? Mm-hmm. And so, man, after you kill a lot of turkeys, it's the experience of the hunt. You don't necessarily have to limit out, but
that's why I love going just to film other people. I don't have to pull the trigger no more. I love seeing people. I've got to watch 33 hit the ground in the last 2 years. 27 of them. I'm tickled.
That's a lot of turkeys to see.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It is. Yeah. I love it. It ain't nothing like it.
But there is hunting. You really need an exclamation point, and that is the shot. To finish the hunt. That's part of.
Right.
That's part of. The journey.
But when I'm filming, to me, that's just as good as pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
You got another question over here we need to hit right now before we talk to Terry?
No, we're gonna get these. We're gonna tie these in a little later.
All right. Folks, like I say, our guest tonight is Terry Wharton, and Terry told a little story at our pre-show meeting that has been told a bunch of times about me when I was a kid. But and that's where you started your first turkey hunt, was on that farm, wasn't
That's right. Yeah, we went turkey hunting. We took 2 little boys with us. They're about 13-year-old, and we got a whole basket full of frogs in one of them wire baskets. And we went on and got a big basket of frogs, and I found a feather that looked like a turkey feather. It could have been an owl feather or a hawk, but anyway, that set me on fire. So that spring, I hunted all spring. There, never heard of turkey, but back to the frogs. When we finally got back to the truck, and boys toting that big basket of frogs, done got tired, and they got to letting it drag the ground. But when we got back to the truck, it done got light, and they done let the bottom of that thing come out open, and we done lost every one of our frogs. And that was
One of those young boys are sitting here, and it's not me.
Yeah. And the other was my good friend Jerry Vincent.
Yeah.
That he passed away, our senior year of high school in a car wreck. But I remember that.
They were good boys.
My whole life. But I can remember we was having to drag that basket. It had so many frogs in it, but we didn't even realize it had done got out.
2 things stick out. The ability of the old-time turkey hunters to hunt when there was no sign hardly, no gobbles, there's no trail cameras. You just going day after day on the remote chance you might hear one.
I've drove gravel roads and looked at more sand ditches,
Just-
miles and miles and miles.
Just looking for
one track.
Looking for one track.
And
Yeah.
When
And
I
how
found
many-
one track, he's in trouble.
Yeah, that was all you needed.
Yeah.
That give you a starting point.
I remember back when I was a kid. Daddy and I, we would just ride the roads looking for that one deer track. 'Cause a deer track, in the mid-'60s would go around, and then if somebody ever saw one, it was like, man, they actually saw a deer. So it's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And another thing is, you was talking about going and gigging frogs. That just seemed like that died out about 2000, maybe 2005. It seemed like it was about the.
But we don't have the frogs.
Yeah,
we
the
used
frog
to.
numbers fell away.
Yeah,
off.
yeah. It just.
I wonder why that was. What wonder? Could it be like?
Big bass.
Well, I know that some
You
of
quit
it.
bass fishing.
Well, I know we did. What we used to do, I'll tell you, we used to get Tim Simpson and the Channel 3 guy and Henry Higgs to fly us around, and we would look for all these ponds in the county. And me and Chris Demon, Brad Demon, we'd sneak back to them the next night to try to gig frogs. Yeah. Well, if we didn't gig any frogs, we snuck back to them the next day to catch bass.
Hey, speaking of Tim Simpson, shout out to Tim Simpson on his coverage
Oh,
of the
yes,
storms.
the other night.
I watched Tim Simpson, I guess, from 5 o'clock in the afternoon to midnight, almost nonstop, and appreciate all him and Jim Jaggers did the other night.
Hey, and our thoughts and prayers goes out for all the people lost their life. I know. McNair County lost 9 alone.
9 alone.
Depending on what TV station you're hearing, they don't talk about it. But, it was pretty devastating over there.
Yeah.
Especially right there around where my daddy and Janet's mother grew up over there.
And, right here in the Mid-South, we have a chance of it tomorrow, too, and just hope and pray that we don't have anything remote closely to what we did have.
Yeah, that's right. So, Terry, where's some of your favorite places you like to turkey hunt?
Hatchet Bottom.
Hatchet Bottom.
I figured it would.
Well, when we started out, they turned those birds loose at Hornsby Landing.
Yeah,
there.
that's right.
And you helped them trap.
I showed
Bunch
it.
of them.
Now, what year was that?
That year was 84, 85.
84, 85?
Because it was Meisenheimer, Alan Peterson.
That's when y'all was
That's when we was trapping them.
but they turned them loose in the 70s.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
We was. I remember
They
the day
turned some-
that
they
I remember
turned
the
some
day they
loose.
turned them loose. We heard they turned them loose down there in
Yeah.
Buck. We were so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, all the ones that we caught went somewhere just on the other side of Tennessee River up toward Clarksville, somewhere up in there.
They trapped 21 jakes there and took them to Shiloh.
Okay.
Shallow.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
right,
Shallow
not far.
Park.
Not
Yeah.
far.
Yeah. Because I know, like I say, it's Meisenheimer, Alan Peterson, Keith Bird.
And people that have not hunted a Hatchet Bottom, that's different hunting than if you're on the hills
It sure is.
and fields and woods where you can sort of move across the landscape and have, you get on that Hatchet Bottom where it's a lot flat and you got the sloughs. It's it's challenging.
Yeah.
To
They will bust you quick too.
Yeah, it's a challenging
hit
to
the
try
ground.
to figure them out and hunt them.
Plus, in the Hatchie while you're running that gobbler gauntlet, you got to be watching
Watch-
out for
oh,
the
yeah.
friends on the
Yeah.
ground,
Oh, yeah.
dude, and big cottonmouths.
There's so much stuff down there to see. You know,
Yeah.
there's just the trees. And,
Yeah, it is.
And the flowers. And,
Yeah.
and all the birds. It's full of birds down
Yeah.
there. It
Well,
just
you
comes,
know-
it comes to life down there more than any place I've ever been.
That's what I like about hunting of a morning. Get out there real early, and when that first Tweety bird makes that first chirp, it's like an orchestra, and it just
Here
starts.
he comes.
going.
Here he comes.
I mean,
Yeah.
and then watching that sun come up. I mean, to me, that's what it's all about. And then when that turkey gobbles, puts the chill bumps on you, and oh yeah, especially. But now I got to tell a story on Hoot. And Hoot, I don't know if you're watching, but every time we go hunting, if the first bird that gobbles, 'cause normally we stand apart, and if we hear one, Hoot will turn around. Like that, and I said, no, Hoot, it ain't that direct.
That's me.
Yeah, it was, and I said, no, I said, let it gobble again. Once I hear it that second time,
Second time
I've got it
that-
pinpointed.
Yeah.
And Hoot said, I think it's over here. And I said, well, Hoot, I tell you what, you going that way, I'm going this way. No, you're the one guiding, I'm going with you, you know. And he kills one half the time, more than half the time.
You know, we were talking about Hoot in the pre-game, pre-show meeting. You know, everybody's complaining about the later season. You know, Hoot never gets back to late.
Yeah, he don't get back to around the 20.
And Terry was saying, you know, he gets several turkeys every year, and he doesn't start to the end of April, 1st of May,
Yeah.
every year.
The last 3 or 4 years, when he gets back, we've made a show of him killing a bird. Because I'm always tagged out, and so he always gets one.
I have to give Hoot his dues after guiding this past weekend and not getting a turkey for we got him called up
Yeah.
and got him right there, and we didn't get him killed. Hoot's got something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a different ball game when
it's hard sometimes.
Yeah. I think
and it's really hard when you think people should act a certain way when you're calling them up. They should take advantage. He was 30 yards. You should have killed him. And they did. And it's easy to get mad and frustrated with people.
I think maybe Hoot is takes some of his marine stuff with him, and he tells that guy, said, "Don't you move, or I'm gonna pull your head off."
Yeah.
yeah, he would.
But
That's
I
right.
don't know. That's just Hoot.
That's
But
just
yeah,
Hoot. That's
but
right.
That boy, you got to give him his dues when he do what he's doing
Yeah.
right now.
I think I was with him when
He killed one about it with every hunter so far.
Yeah, I think he's 7 for 7. I think I was with him when he killed number 600 or 601, and he's up to 626 now.
I mean, that's a lot of turkeys.
Yeah,
For one
that's a
person
lot.
to be involved in
Yep.
that many hunts, successful hunts, that's just a...
And the thing about a Hoot, when he does kill one, get ready for every emotion.
Yeah, he
Laughing, crying, puking, everything. Because I've seen all of them. I sure have.
You know, Terry and I were talking earlier, you know, the older you get, and you start talking about some of the old time hunting and stuff we did, and, you know, it brings back a little more emotion, you know. It almost seems like the good old days and some of the memories of the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, now a lot, to me, I know when we go turkey hunting a lot, it may be 2 or 3 of us. We've almost incorporated it like a duck blind thing, you know, when we go turkey hunting. 2 of them sit together, one of us will be off filming, you know, but we're still able to communicate, you know, and I kind of wonder sometimes like that, how many birds actually may slip in. We're going to sit there and shoot the bull, you know.
Well, Terry, when we're talking about upcoming turkey season, just tell us, what calls do you take when you go? What's in your vest? What's in your turkey?
Oh, this like everybody. I carry a lot of them.
A whole lot of 'em?
Mouth call, a yepper, and a snuff can, and
Do you have a favorite or just...
no, not really.
Not
Just-
really. You still carry a snuff can.
I still carry a snuff can, yes. And
That you
it
probably one of the
depends
few.
on what the turkey wants.
Yeah, I
you
know.
need to. All these turkeys got different personalities, and you got to kind of see what he wants.
We'll see what he
You
likes.
may call one gobbling out there real good, and he'll shut up. And you better not call to him where he can hear you.
Yeah.
You just call to him just a little bit, so if he happens to come up there, you can say you called him up.
That's right.
You know, somebody say, did you
Yeah.
call that turkey up?
Yeah.
And he said, I sure did.
Yeah.
Well, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the way some of them are. You
Yeah,
know.
and you just got to. And some turkeys, you know, wants to be called to more.
Yeah.
And but I like a mouth call
Yeah,
because you don't have to move anything.
Yeah, the
But,
mouth
yeah.
gives you freedom with your hands.
Yeah, the first turkey that
Yeah.
I killed the day before I killed him, he was down there, and I didn't know nothing about turkey hunting much. And
Now, where are we? Where are we?
We're at Cox's Bridge.
Cox's Bridge
down
here in
Hatchet River on
in
the
Hardeman
bluffs.
County. Yep, on the bluffs.
And so that old turkey was up there. He flew down. I seen his hen. He come around through there, strutting. And I had a slate call, jet slate. And I seen that turkey out there, and I sitting there like this. And I just done like this, you know. He gobbled, and he looked at me, and I done like that. he took out. I said, well, that turkey seen me
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
I said, whoa, that don't work. So, but the next day, I got on him in another place, and I was a little bit more still. And
You know what's
and-
funny
and
is they
killed him.
sometimes they can see that,
Oh, in
and
a
other
heartbeat.
times you can just move your gun like that, and they'd be like, no attention to you, whatever.
A good friend of mine, Doug Sheeran, he told Mary, and Mary got talking to him about turkey hunting and holding her gun
Yeah.
up, getting tired. Doug said, I never raised my gun till I'm getting ready to shoot. I lay it right there on
There's
my
some
lap.
people-
And when he's out there in the goblin, he said, I just ease it up like that, just slow, steady. He said sometimes the old turkey just turn
Yeah.
around and you'll make
I know
start
some
walking off, boom, it kill him.
Yeah,
And,
I know some people, and I know other people that
Yeah.
just go up and shoot.
Yeah.
And the
But
light-
now,
yeah.
I'm the other way. I like to have it out there and follow them all
If
the
I
way
can.
in.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
but I mean, I've been caught before, you know, just
Yeah,
sitting there.
we all. If you've
You
been
know-
turkey hunting, you've been caught.
Yeah, and it's one though that never heard him gobble, and I'm just sitting there because we was in there on the Stinson farm one time, and Keith Foote had killed one the morning before, and so I went back, sitting wasn't too far from it, and I'm always one I like to before I even call, I like to wait and see what the birds are doing, and I hadn't heard any gobble, so I didn't even make the first call, and I'm just sitting there. And I see something out of the corner of my eye, and about 15 yards, there's a big longbeard. He never gobbled that morning. And he walked by a big old cypress tree. And when he did, I was able, because my gun was sitting right here too. And then when he come out from it, I nailed him.
Going back to that turkey, you went back and killed him the next
The
day.
next day, he didn't
Yeah.
go where he
Seemed
was
like
there.
sometimes the turkeys that you hunt multiple days or multiple weeks always have a little special meaning, or ones that got away and then you
Oh,
change something.
Yeah, we've
up.
always just about wasted a whole season on one turkey.
And
And I've done
yeah.
it.
But those are the most
28
memorable.
days on one.
Those are the
But I
most
got it.
memorable.
Oh yeah, and
Without a
sometimes
doubt.
you might not even kill them, but you still remember.
Yeah.
Those are some fun ones like that.
I mean, everybody wants to go out there and just call them in opening day right off the get go. And
But you can really
but-
respect them when you get one. You got to
But
hunt
when
for a
you,
long time.
yeah, it does. It's a different ball game.
A lot of people don't like kill jakes,
Yeah.
but they can be some of the most exciting hunts you ever had. The first wild turkey I ever seen was in the back of Robert Cliff's Ford truck. He worked at the Ford Motor Company.
Yeah.
And that was the early 70s.
Early
He'd been to-
70s.
Been to Chevy Forest and killed a jake, and it was wet. Laying back there in the back of that truck, and that was the proudest man you ever seen.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And a
Especially.
wet bird's not a
Yeah.
pretty
No,
bird.
in general.
it's
Most
that-
people didn't even know what they were looking at, probably.
That set me on fire. It really did. I wanted to kill a turkey, and he turned out to be my hero.
Well, I'll tell you, if you go turkey hunting, you're sitting
Yeah.
out there when it's gobbling and it comes to you and you kill one like that. Because I told you on my first one with Mark Foote, I couldn't even stand up. I mean, I was so shook up.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I was going to have a heart attack.
Yeah. Just as long as you're having fun with it, don't worry about what it is. Just stay legal and
Yeah.
and if it's what you want to do,
That-
do it.
that's right.
Because it's all about having fun.
Yeah.
Hey, to me, if somebody wants to shoot a jake, it's like somebody shooting a spike. It's their tag. They can do with it what they want.
Yeah.
I mean,
And especially if you don't have experience. You know, you're going to have to get some experience.
and that's
you
the
know.
best way to do
You know,
it.
and you have to pull the trigger at some point to get experience.
Mary's first time she'd been on a turkey was in Stinson's Bottom down there.
Yeah.
Or on down the
Yeah,
bottom
down
right
where
there.
the other farm, yeah.
And we went out there and the old turkey was gobbling. We eased up there close to it, and it got in some weeds and stuff. It was close enough to kill, but it was thick.
Yeah.
It gobbled, it strutted and gobbled right there for, I guess Mary thought 7 or 8 hours because I wouldn't let her move at all. You know?
Yeah.
And she had things that she needed
Oh,
to do.
oh, yeah.
She wanted to move. And you just sit right there. But we didn't kill that turkey, but it's memorable.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Well, you know, anytime a turkey gobbles, especially 10 yards or closer, You know, that's a different type of feel. You can feel the sound, you can feel the vibration,
Yes, sir.
the drumming. You know, it just that's hard to recreate in almost any other
Oh yeah.
type hunt. Maybe elk would be the only thing that would be remotely close, I would think.
Yeah, when they're real close and they gobble, you can hear that rattle down in them lungs.
Yeah.
You know he's close when he's.
I tell you what's even more nerve-wracking, if you're facing this way and he gobbles that close behind you
Yeah.
and you're not even looking at him, then that's even more nerve-wracking when you know he's just right there behind you.
And if you're an experienced hunter enough to know that at that point you can't move.
You can't move. You just hope he comes around
That's right.
to the side and gives you an opportunity, hopefully to your left if you're right-handed.
So when you first get up, just for a lot of folks, Terry, that you know that might be watching that had never hunted, say, how's your routine start? You get up and you just say you go blind in. You don't even know if a bird's there. You're just gonna go.
I try to find me a high point to listen from.
Okay.
Stay away from the pine trees, because if there's any wind blowing through those pines, you can't hear nothing. And just get out in an open way from your hunting buddy, because he's going to be making noise, and you get over there somewhere.
Yeah.
And have
Especially
them
if your
listen.
hunt buddy's doing a locator call, like when Hoots Allen, I walk off because a lot of times those birds
Cut you off.
they'll cut him off, and if you're right there by him, you won't hear him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah. So stay away from your hunting buddy a little bit, far enough
Yeah.
away where what he's doing won't interfere with your hearing. And then you just listen to him, find out where he's at, assess whether there's a lot of foliage or whether you got a ridge between you, whether you can get a little closer. The closer you can get without him knowing you're there, the better off
Yeah,
you'll be.
right,
The easier he is to call in, less calling you have to do.
That's right.
Ben Lee said that to get within 100 yards or so of one, when he jumps that, fly out of that tree, he's almost in range when it hits the ground.
Yeah.
Especially with TSS.
Yeah. In today's world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's and then you go.
But you
go
know,
from there.
and we talk a lot about technology and TSS and the sight system, but you know, the woodsmanship of getting to the right spot will always be paramount in turkey success.
I know the way I do is I do just exactly what you just said, and I get as close as I can. But I never call until I am totally ready. Sit down,
ready.
cleared
Yeah,
out
yeah.
my leaves or
Yeah.
whatever. Because once you make that first call, he knows you're in the
Exactly.
game.
He knows exactly where you at.
And
too.
exactly what tree you leaned up against.
But, yeah.
I tell people that. So, I mean,
But sometimes you walking up, he gobble at you walking.
That's
you
right.
Probably ought to sit your butt
And I
down
tell you
right
what,
there pretty quick.
I killed one at Piney Grove Church like that. The last bird I killed behind Piney Grove Church about 4 or 5 years ago. That's exactly what I did. He was gobbling, and I was sitting up at the cemetery listening. And he was gobbling down there, and I walked down there, and I did just what you said, Bub. I was trying to walk as quiet as I could. And then I finally got coming out of the pine thicket into the hardwoods, and he gobbled just as I got there. And I looked, and I could see him sitting over about 60, 70 yards. And I just sat down. And Greg Overton's texting me. He said, "You gonna fix and kill that bird?" I said, "I hope." I didn't even have to call. That bird flew right down from here to that table right there.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move, though, but he went behind a tree. And then,
Gave him.
of course, and then when I shot, I guess I was shook up. I wounded him first shot, and second shot, I killed him. Greg called, "Yeah, you missed him that first one, didn't you?"
You know, talking about wounding a turkey, you know, this is some good advice for the youth hunters fixing to come up. Everybody wants to shoot them in the head, and I found out with kids, if you tell them to shoot them in the head, they liable to shoot high. So I always tell them to shoot either where the head and the neck join or the neck, because then if they shoot high or low, you got a good chance. But if you just tell a kid to shoot them in the head, a lot of times they can shoot
Well,
right over
automatically, if they're aimed for their head, half of their shot minimum is going over.
And a lot of times, I notice with kids, they don't put that face all the way down on the shotgun. So the bead could be on the head, which would be right up.
That's right.
Shoot
And
over
they're
the
going to
top.
shoot right over it.
So I always tell, you know, especially a kid or a young one to go head and neck or neck.
I mean, I've always done it right where the wattles goes into the body. That's where I aim.
That's a safer.
Yep.
And a good thing to teach kids or watch what he does, when you got him sitting there, well, he's going to shoot that turkey. You have him where he can get that gun at a proper mount.
That's right.
Because if you get down there like
They
and you
start
have to
cocking that
get down
head.
cocking that head on
Yeah.
there, he's gonna miss.
Yes.
Yeah,
But-
and then when he cocks that head too, that means he don't have his gun set right,
Right.
and that turkey shell is gonna hurt him.
Yeah.
I can just tell you.
Yeah, but just getting that gun mounted correctly
And-
before the turkey ever gets up there.
Yeah.
Find out if he can. If not, fix it where he can.
And that's
Fix it
something
well.
I see is so common with the youth.
Yeah.
They want, if their head looks almost like their neck's broke, that's not good. I can just tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. Come
Got-
on up here, Janet.
We got the shark and turkey stories.
Yeah, I know.
Got hung up on time there.
Hey, Apex Outdoor Rewards, the Spring Turkey Challenge, they are our premier sponsor. And, I mean, it's going on right now. They've reduced it from 125 entry fee to $75. You get this turkey tool. Pretty cool. You can use it as a toter. It's got the scale in it. Got the yarn tape where you can measure your beard and your spurs. And for the competition, it's NWTF rules that go by, which is 1 times the weight, 10 times the spurs, 2 times the beard. And you can enter that, but it's $75. And they are in multiple states this year, but you're only competing against birds in the state that you're in. But I'm going to run down the states that's in it, because I know we have people that probably in all these that watch us. Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. Now's the time to enter. And also, too, they have weekly giveaways from now. Well, it's been going on. It goes all the way to the end of June for everybody that signs up. And, I mean, and the prizes they give away every week, they're pretty cool. Pretty cool. Also, Deception Scent, complete line of scent eliminating products. You see them right here. They got Pure RV, Deception Scent, Pure Marine, Fast Gas. Last Wednesday, Chris Dimon and I was down at Arca Butler Lake with Jesse Brooks Boat Up Guide Service. We hooked him up with some Pure Marine, and I mean, we caught some slabs down there too. I'm going to tell you, you want to book a good trip, you need to call Jesse Brooks with Boat Up Guide Service. Of course, he does the single pole live scoping. You know, it's not for everybody, but very efficient. You know, a couple weeks before, Parrish and I was down there with Sardis for Lonnie Hodge, Team Hodge Guide Service. Give him a call too. And I got to give Lonnie a shout out, because if you need any electronics or anything hooked up on your boat, you know, rod holders, anything, you can look up Team Hodge Guide Service, and he does that for the public too. But not only the Deception Scent, you know, they have turkey calls, deer calls, duck calls, and they're in the process of making other calls. Bill Dance endorses a Pure Marine. You can find it on Amazon. And also the Deception Scent team, which I'm on it myself, but we will start running 30-minute hunt shows on the Hunt Channel starting the end of June, all the way to the end of the year. And hopefully we're going to be making some of them this week, I hope, with a youth hunter. Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, go to www.tnwildlife.org. For information, be sure to follow TWRA on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. In Threeway Processing, everybody knows David Tyndall. He's not going to be where he was last year, but he's thinking and hoping he's got a place out by the airport in Jackson. But he's supposed to meet, I think he met with the Department of Agriculture last week, and he's supposed to be meeting with the Madison County Zoning Commission. But as soon as he's got that nailed down, he's going to come on the show and talk about it. All right, Gentle, what you got?
You finished?
Yeah.
Okay. Have Prym1 Camo, the ultimate concealment solutions for the outdoorsmen and women that need to blend into their surroundings. Go to prym1camo.com and check out all their products. Their 20% off code is HERO and the number 1. Then I have Wildlife Food Addiction Services. That's Keith Haywood from here.
Yeah, and I'd let everybody know the reason Keith is not here tonight is his job works Southwest Electric. They're on 16-hour shifts trying to get Tipton County and everybody over that way that suffered losses from the tornadoes the other day.
For the electric department.
That's right, Southwest Electric. And I think he said they had 160 more poles they had to put in. But he should be here next week. But I'll just go ahead and just tell you, I know Janet was reading it, but he is about booked up for the putting in food plots for the spring right now. But you can still call him. Give him that number, Janet.
731-780-HUNT, which is 4868. Let me read the whole thing.
No, just go to the next one now.
Okay. We have Lynnhurst Family Resort, Lynnhurst is located on the Blood River and inlet of Kentucky Lake. You can stay in one of their cabins, condos, in the motel, or one of their campsites. They also have pontoons, jet skis, and golf cart rentals. Book those by calling Dennis Helmuth at 270-436-2345 or 606-341-3399. And Allen Baker Glass Shop, stop by and see Corey Madden for all of your glass needs. Auto, big trucks, heavy machinery, contact Corey at 731-658-4510, and they're located at 321 East Market Street in Bolivar. We have Second Amendment Sports, your one-stop shopping for all of your clothing needs. Guns, ammo, fishing tackle, clothes, boots, and much more. Mark Austin and his great staff will take really good care of you. Call Mark at 662-594-8687, and they're located at 2804A, Highway 72 West, down in Corinth, Mississippi. And Big Hill Pond Boat Sales and Repair. Go see Kenny Fortune for all your boating needs, sales, or repair. He also has firearms and fishing tackle. Call Kenny at 731-645-4384, and he is at 9282 Highway 57 in Raymer, Tennessee.
That it?
I think so.
Thanks, Seth.
All righty.
Man, I first thought that was thunder with that.
Yeah.
It's the central unit running.
I got a quick question here that came in on
Yeah, let's
Terry.
go ahead and knock them out.
Is Terry still hunting with a recurve?
Yes.
Now, is this a recurve you made?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I use self-bow, sometimes recurve.
And you've also used the feathers of turkeys you've killed on the feathers. Yeah.
You ever shot one with an arrowhead?
No. I did use a stone point I found on the farm there one time.
Yeah.
And me and Mary were sitting there, and I shot and missed, and the stone head went right back out on the farm.
We're right back at, well,
Went right
that-
back
that's how it goes
Is
sometimes.
it legal to use an arrowhead now? I was thinking that they had. Well, not using
It is.
using
No,
another state.
no, it is. I think it don't say
Yeah, it used to be a
sharpened steel,
steel,
but now instead of sharpened,
is that what it says?
it says a sharpened head.
Oh, does it? Okay. I knew at one time that you couldn't, but I didn't know. And then, of course, that got to be a certain measurement too from all of it.
You know, sometimes when you find those arrowheads, you think, somebody was sitting the same ground.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Many.
Yeah, and he probably missed just like
He
I
very
did.
well could have.
Yeah, I bet their success rate wasn't near as what it is now with the new technology.
No, I would say not.
Yeah.
I read where they left the turkey harvesting up to the little boys.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't no competition for the
Right,
grown
well,
men?
they would take a long pole and go up there at night, and it just kind of nudge that turkey with that long pole, and he would step over on it. And then the boys would let that thing down real slow and knock him in the head.
There used to be so many turkeys on the landscape.
Well,
Yeah.
try that, Anthony.
Yeah.
Had to be roosting sort of low.
Yeah. And of course, I'm sure back when the Indians were around, there wasn't no lights either, But,
Yeah.
no, I ain't never done that. Is that kind of like snipe hunt, I guess?
It might be.
Yeah.
But we'll go try it.
Yeah. That's for sure. I did get a gobbler on like 1 o'clock at night on my trail camera one time. And I know what probably done happened. Probably, coon hunters, maybe a dog flushed them off.
Flushed them out.
And yeah.
Owl got after one of them.
Because I thought it was so odd. And I thought, holy crap, that's a gobbler at 1 o'clock on my trail camera.
But we used to have a lot of turkeys on the landscape. If you go back and read the literature, like in the 1700s and the 1800s, before we really took them close to extinction, man, they used to be just a lot of turkeys. I mean, it wasn't unusual to kill.
Yeah. What else you got, Bub? Let's knock those out real quick.
Right here's the email for the comment
public
section.
comment?
Yep.
Okay, good. Who sent that in? Yeah, for the public comment we was talking about, and it's good through April the 12th. So, if you was king for a day and you want to try to make a rule, this is at least one to put it in. It's twra.huntingcomment@tn.gov.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Also, they want a little crappie update. What's the crappie doing now?
Hey, the crappie right now, some of them have already spawned, especially with that moon the other night. A lot of the females that hadn't spawned, they went up, they laid their eggs. The males are guarding them right now. The males have been right there making the beds and on them. But normally once the female lays them eggs, they're going to go back in deeper water, and they almost like go into a lull for about 2 weeks. That's my experience. But you can still catch the males, you know, guarding the eggs right now. And really right now is a good time to catch crappie.
Yeah.
Real good.
The worst thing about crappie fishing right now is you hear turkey gobble.
Yeah, I know. That's
You
right.
know, that's-
You know, and I can tell you, you don't know, but one time I was up at Behrman's Island, and we were crappie fishing, and birds started gobbling. And I was in a boat with my buddy, and I said, "Man, I wish you had a gun." He said, "There's an old single shot 16 gauge in there." Man, I was like a mouse looking for a crumb, and I found an old rusty shell, and he said, "You gonna shoot that?" And I said, "Well, it's the same gauge." He said, "I don't know if I would." And I didn't have no mouth call, but I was just using my mouth. And that turkey come up. I had just caught a crappie and stood up, and I saw him strutting. It was 2 of them, and I shot him and went up there. And my buddy said, "Only you, Landreth, only you."
Well, you know, that's a good point, and a good learning point. You know, you don't have to sound perfect to go turkey hunting. And
No.
some people get a little tore up if they make a missed note or what. Just stay the course. Don't dwell on it.
Yeah.
If
No,
you-
I got so pissed off one
Just-
day at the farm because I could hear a hen, and I said, "Somebody's got a box call, and they're yawking coming up
Yeah,
here."
right,
And I mean, I done
right.
got up and started walking fast. I said, "I'm going to catch them when they cross this road up there," because I knew the turkey was going to cross the road, and I said, "They're fixing to kill one of my turkeys." And so I was pretty close, and I was standing there behind a tree, and all of a sudden, I heard that box call fire up again, and that next thing I know, that hen crossed the road, and that gobbler come right there, and they went off and lived a happy life forever, I guess. 'Cause
Worst call I ever heard would come from
and that's the way this was. I mean, I just knew it was.
Usually the worst turkey callers are turkeys. You know.
That's right.
I mean, so you just don't get discouraged if you make a bad call with your mouth call or your slate or your box or it squeaks when you set it down. Just go on.
Well, Chris,
It is what it is.
we was at Hickory Valley the other day, and we heard a couple birds gobbling, and Chris said, "That's Jake's." And I said, "Well, I'd have to agree." And then I looked, and I said, "Chris, they're not Jake's." And they come up there, but I'd have bet money they was
Yeah,
Jake's.
you know,
One of them sounded
sometimes-
like that laryngitis. you know?
Sometimes you can figure it no problems, and other times you can be
No,
confused.
that one faked us off.
That fake job.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that happens.
What you got, Colt? You gonna read it to us?
Oh, that's a long one.
You probably can't read my handwriting.
Can you kill a turkey from your boat while fishing? You know, we did have some general rules on that, and it was.
Well, in every county
County.
that joins the Mississippi River and Haywood. I don't know why Haywood's in there. Haywood's the only one that's not joined Tennessee River. I mean Mississippi River. But you cannot stalk or hunt a turkey out of a boat.
Well, they just see one.
I was trying to.
You still.
That's not stalking if he just walked up.
Well, but the thing is, I think the thing about that though, you got to have permission on the land that you shoot it from.
Where is that in the?
Just like I did in that day.
Go ahead. I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
to find exactly
I think
how
that falls under. It sounds like you're floating through your own land.
I know. I want to see where it is.
Yeah.
Maybe he says get out of the boat.
To do what?
Yeah.
Ross said you get out of the
Yeah,
boat.
I don't. If it's on your own land and the turkey's on there, and as long as you're not running the motor, I'm 99.9% sure you can pop him out of the boat. Yeah, that's just like popping him out of the tree. Perfectly legal. A lot of people don't do it, but
Public land.
public land that I don't know about.
Now, I want to see how it's worded. I want to make sure we're not
Yeah,
miswording.
It used to be Anderson Tully was one big one that was in there about the boat.
Yeah, and
well,
I
all
cannot-
the counties on the Mississippi River, every one of them,
counties,
and then Haywood. Haywood's the only county
But I
that's
can't-
not one of them, and I still can't figure out why Haywood. You can't even
But I
go
can't-
floating down the river listening for a turkey to gobble in Haywood
But I
County or
can't
those
find
other
it.
counties.
I can't find it.
Of course, I guess you could say your boat quit running and you just floating to the next ramp. You always got to figure out a loophole.
Well, maybe I'll find it as we're going
All
along
right.
here.
You got any more questions, Bo?
No,
Yep.
You do?
got another one coming in.
Hurry up. Run.
Coach, you want to read it?
Good. Even called a turkey with a coffee straw. It works. They're ever called a turkey with a coffee straw. But I can see why a straw would be somewhat like a
cane. Cane works well.
Yeah, just a hollow tube.
Yeah.
I can
If
see.
you're out there and you ain't got a call, just cut your cane.
Just cut your cane and just
As a yupper.
yeah, as a yupper.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of people used to use a leaf, but I never did get proficient.
Yeah, who was that? I've seen somebody use a leaf on that. And then they could make a good kiki with a leaf, too.
The kiki run.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times people may not know what a kiki is, but if you bust up a group of birds, you know, you can pretty much, maybe 15 to 30 minutes, they're going to start calling each other back, and they're going to do that kiki, just, you know. Of course, my voice is so hoarse now, I couldn't do it. It's kind of like, you know, it gets higher up as it goes.
You know, and we was talking earlier, you know, the turkey, they have so many sounds for so many things, and we just know a small segment of what all they can say.
When
sometimes.
I raised them, I learned a lot. I heard sounds I had never
heard.
before.
Yeah, they have quite the extensive
One
vocabulary.
important thing about calling turkeys is knowing when to quit calling. Because you can keep a turkey sometimes on a roost out there gobbling. You keep calling to him, make gobbling. He just keep on sitting there.
Just keep sitting there.
And the same way when he's on the ground out there strutting, he's expecting a hen to come over and you can just keep him gobbling and gobbling.
I don't know if I was talking.
You shut up.
That's right.
You shut up, be patient now. And them old turkeys got something about them that'll make you want to get up and move over closer while he's looking. But you just, when you feel that urge to get up and move, just say, that old turkey's doing that to me, and just ease back down.
Yeah, because a lot of times you can end up moving. The next thing you know, the turkey's right where you moved
from.
Exactly.
You know, and so
patience kills more turkeys than anything.
The exact same quote that Steve Turpin said.
Exactly
Patience kills turkeys.
Like when you're sitting there, and you know you're going to go home. Do you have kind of your own little guideline that you don't get up and move for so many minutes after you make your last call or something?
Yeah, most of the time I always.
How long is it?
Oh, it just depends on the situation. If we've been one out there gobbling way off or something, you know. But and most of the time I'll hit a box call with a cut.
Right.
Stuff.
It's cut. Just try to get a shot gobble out of one.
Out there, just try to
shock him one last time.
Yeah. Normally after I make that last call,
whatever. Yeah.
I'm there for at least 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard some people say 45.
Well,
and I have before got up in 30, and then 5 minutes later he's gobbling like Bubba said, right where I just got my butt up from.
And you know what was talking about knowing when to shut up, and I don't know, was it you and I, Anthony, talking the other day? You know, if a girl calls you and tells you she's at her house, come on over. Well, you don't need to call her back in 5 minutes. She's already told you where she is. You know, so that's the same way when you're turkey hunting. He knows where you are.
That's exactly.
You know, you don't have to call and tell him 30 seconds later that you're still there. He knows.
Hey, here's another strategy, Terry, and I know it don't get talked about a lot, but I promise you know what I'm talking about. You know, you can call the one on the roost or something, and he may have 4 or 5 hens to go with him, but he's gobbling every time you make a call. You know, if you just sit there, about 10 o'clock, he's liable to walk right back to you.
Story. My brother lived in Texas, and he was wanting to kill a turkey, and he said he had the turkey out there that gobbling stuff, and it wasn't going to come to him. And I said, well, you need to sit there long. I said, you get out there in the morning, and you call that turkey and let him know where you at. And you just sit your call down, and he knows where you at. He'll go on with them hens. He called me the next day at 2 o'clock. He said, he come back.
I know
he come back at 2 o'clock.
They will. Yeah. It's almost like they remember where that came from, and it's like, well, I'm going to go see if Doreen's still hanging out over there, and they're going to walk up.
You know, I tell people, I call it turkey time. Turkey time, it is just infinite. There is no hurry. They are just on their own schedule. There's no rush.
Yep.
And if you can ever start hunting turkeys on turkey time, man, you're at a different level where you can just slow everything down. Yep. Take your time.
And you're not going to kill too many turkeys that's not gobbling just by walking around looking for one.
No.
Because they're going to see you way before you see them.
They sure are.
Unless you're hunting fields and pastures where you slip up on them.
And it's hard to slip up on a turkey, you know, unless you're totally obstructed.
Yeah,
you know,
got a big bunch of brush around your blind.
That's right.
But,
you're not hardly going to get up. I'm talking about and just go stalking up on him. Mm-hmm. Now you can. I mean, you know, I've crawled, you know, down in ditches before, and you know, then peek up and see where he was. Know I had to go another 50 yards. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, I'd like to challenge all the turkey hunters that when you go to the woods with your turkey vest on, never come back with it empty.
Yeah.
Always pick up every piece of
Trash.
you find.
Yeah.
Come back. Me and Mary, we cleaned up a whole road at LBL.
That's
It was some old stuff. We cleaned the whole road up. Now when we go down there, it's clean.
yeah.
And you can make a difference, but don't it ain't hard to carry that trash in you.
Yeah.
And you got a good vest back
Good
there. And you got
vest.
no turkey in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the trash you're going to pick up is going to be lightweight. You know. It's
Right.
not gonna-
Yeah.
Sure
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it's always nice to leave things a little
But-
nicer
but-
than we found
yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know, that's just a
There's just
sportsman
no
way
need
of doing it.
coming out of the woods with an empty sack.
No, and I tell you, up around Middle Tennessee, those lakes, they've gotten. My buddy and them with Southern Woods and Water, Brandon Dowdy and Dayton Blair, they're really pushing that.
We
Yeah.
we was at Canyon Lake just north of San Antonio this week, and you know how much trash we seen? None, zero.
Really?
We seen zero trash. We boated all around that lake.
Wow.
I mean, that is zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand it.
Yeah,
and
it's-
the roads was clean.
Something about going out west, you just don't see the trash like you do in the southeast.
It's
Southeast
amazing.
is just people come. It's just a trashy for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Terry,
Unfortunately,
if you got a beginner hunter out there, what's some advice you would give somebody that say this is their first year hunt, whether they're a youth or 20 years old, just going to try to get on a turkey?
Well, just remember that it's just a turkey, and it don't make no difference about. It's not worth hurting somebody about. And what the best thing you could really do, and nobody would do it, is go out there and just don't even shoot that turkey when he comes up. You just call him and just see how close he will get.
Just
And
watch
see what kind of shot opportunities you get.
Yeah.
My daughter, she missed 3 down in Texas, and she was getting so excited.
Yeah.
And then when we got off that ranch, she went to another hog hunt where she couldn't turkey hunt, and they called up gobblers out there all around.
All
her.
around.
And she said, "My gosh, I didn't know you would do that."
Yeah, just-
you know, and it's if you wait and be patient,
Yeah.
that turkey will give you a good shot. And if he don't, he's still there.
When you call them up so close, you can see them. They blink their eyes. You know, I'm
You know,
telling you.
that's one neat thing about my job, and I've been working during turkey season,
Yeah.
and I've been in a situation where turkeys just, you know, they didn't.
You just-
Man, that's a show.
Yeah.
That's a show.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed
That-
some of those just as much as ones I pull triggers on.
Yeah.
When Chris Dimon and I were down in Texas, we had one that come right to the window of the blind we was in,
Yeah.
like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
You know, checking us out in there. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's so weird to do that.
Some of those Rio Grandes get in your lap, you know.
They will. And those real grands, a lot of people don't realize it. On average, they're 6 inches taller than an Eastern. Things look like a dang emu going out through there.
It's huge.
Got some more questions,
Yeah,
Bob?
but Bill Ramsey said he's been hearing a lot of gobbling on his farm from noon to 2 p.m.
That's
the
a great
turkey.
time to
That's
kill
the turkeys
birds.
you kill them there.
Yes.
If you're hearing them then,
It sure
that's
is.
the ones you can call in.
You think it says them hens are laying?
Well, I already know they are. If you see a single hen right now, which
I saw one yesterday.
yeah, I've seen several. They're laying right now. I saw one running the other day, and I thought it's got to be a gobbler around there because I've seen it too many times. You know, early of the morning they'll be with the gobbler, but then they just kind of start feeding away, kind of looking back, seeing where he is, because they're going to run off from him. She don't want him to know where her nest is, because he will go bust her eggs where they can keep breeding. I learned that when I raised turkeys. That's why you got to take them out, because as long as the gobblers bust the eggs, the hen will be receptive. You sure will, and it happens. But yeah, I remember I filmed a bearded hen breeding with a gobbler up on Fire Tower Road back about 4 years ago. And on May 15th, on April 15th, within 50 yards of that spot, I filmed 8 poults that was with a bearded hen right there. I sure did. So yeah, I know there is some. I don't know if it's any. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's some setting right now, because that was April 15th. Then she had them poults, but it's a lot of them laying right now. I don't see near as much of the hens group of them. It seems like they're starting to bust up more. You know, I'm still seeing 2 or 3 gobblers together, and every now and then. A couple weeks ago, just south between Corinth and Iuka, it was 14 strutting birds for one hen in a cornfield.
We're seeing lots of jakes this year.
Yeah.
I've seen a group of 4, and I've seen a group of 12, and it's on the same farm, and so that's a good sign.
And there's a lot of 2-year-old gobblers on the list.
Oh yeah,
I've only seen one jake.
There's a lot
but
of,
I have seen a ton.
and so sometimes those 2-year-old gobblers are really some of the fun hunts for just come in there.
They're
just
actually
come
the
in
best
there.
ones to film too, because you get the audio and the
Audio. If there's 2 of them, you can pull a double. Some of those 2-year-olds can be just the funnest to hunt.
Hey, but we ain't got about 3 minutes. Let's go back over just for anybody listening about the youth hunt this weekend.
Yeah. It's Saturday and Sunday, 6 to 16. Limit is 1 per day, 2 per season. No more than 1 must be a jake.
Yeah. And let's talk about that 6 to 16. A lot of people don't realize that during that hunt, it's kind of like the youth deer hunt. That is the age 6 to 16,
yes.
But that don't mean when the regular season opens. I saw where a 5-year-old killed a turkey the other day on Facebook. 4-year-old, you can take them regardless how young they are, except during the bona fide youth hunt.
Yeah. And like on the 16, if they're 16 on Saturday and turn 17 on Sunday, they can go on one day but not the other.
That's right.
So we've had about every situation.
And we have some that happens every year like that, whether it's deer or turkey.
So, should be a good weekend. Let's be safe.
Watch where the gun's pointing.
Watch what
Always.
And if we could, one thing Terry said, if nothing else, if you could just bring some trash out of the woods, that's successful in and of itself right there.
Yeah.
And sometimes I start going through trash. I'll get back home. I'll be like, well, I like that bottle. I'm going to keep that bottle.
And it passes it on to the youth, and it gets them thinking about it.
Yes.
Instead of walking by it and not even thinking about it.
I think about it, you start looking for trash, and you start looking for arrowheads, and you start looking for antlers, and you start looking for mushrooms. You end up looking, and you just become more aware of everything that's out there.
Yeah.
It's not just a turkey hunt.
It's not just a turkey hunt. Make it the whole experience.
It's the whole experience.
We found an old bottle at Hickory Valley, Chris and I did, and you could tell it was an old cork bottle. And so he said, man, what kind of bottle this is? So I'm sitting there, and so I just pulled it up on Google because I could read some writing on the bottle.
Yeah.
It was like an old medicine bottle from 1902.
Yeah, see, I just love stuff like. Sometimes I'd rather just. My barn is full of stuff I've just picked up, and it'll be like a rock or an odd-shaped piece of wood or.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of picking up stuff, I'm surprised it's still a lot of deer toting antlers.
It's still a lot of deer. Yeah.
I had 2 on camera last week.
Yes, I mean, I've actually witnessed 2 does being bred on April 2nd about 8 or 9 years ago. But I mean, it's a lot of people posting like, man, what's going on? But I think it's just people got more cameras and they realize that some deer hold antlers longer than others do.
And also let's touch base on this again. It's getting warmer on that boating safety.
Yes.
Wear your life jacket. Wear your kill switch.
And I saw a lot of people talk about the kill switch on the Bill Mayfield case. That really wouldn't have made no difference in this case. But, yeah, you do need a kill switch. But wear that life jacket because that's what's going to save you, too.
Yeah.
If it makes them easier to find you, too.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, because, I mean, sometimes things still happen that way.
Yeah.
Bubba, you got any final thoughts?
Everybody be safe. Storms coming in the Mid-South tomorrow, Thursday, it looks like.
Pray they're not like they were last week.
Terry enjoyed it.
Well, thank
you.
You got any final words, Terry?
Just be safe out there and just watch out for everybody else.
Yeah.
Folks
to go
may not
wrong with
know,
that.
Terry's a legend around here, I just tell you. We all know it. You can turn Terry loose anywhere around here and just a bandana on and he'd survive.
You can turn Terry loose anywhere in the world and he'd be fine.
Yeah, that's a compliment. That's for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, folks, we appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll see y'all right here next Tuesday for another Tennessee Outside. Appreciate it.
Hang on, Terry. Let's get a picture before you get out of here.